All Blacks captain Kieran Read might just be the best player in the world again. All Blacks captain Kieran Read might just be the best player in the world again. Kieran Read lifts the Bledisloe Cup in Dunedin after the thrilling win against the Wallabies. Opinion: there was a long passage of play in the second Bledisloe test in Dunedin that must have had loose forwards and conditioners around the world quietly applauding. It began in the 47th minute with an All Blacks attack and error, then a long kick downfield by Wallabies wing Henry Speight. Somehow Lima Sopoaga, who, incidentally, the All Blacks are getting great value from off the bench, chased back and secured possession, but behind the play there was a game within a game going on. This contest was between the All Blacks forwards and Oxygen. Kurtley Beale is smashed in the tackle of Kieran Read during Bledisloe I in Sydney. They were being asked to drag their big frames back 60 metres and get ready to go again. Guess who was the first man to put up his hand for a carry to get his side going forward again? It was Kieran Read. Kieran Read scores a try in the Super Rugby final against the Lions. In fact, after Ben Smith and Ardie Savea then made some more sneaky meters through the ruck, there was Read again, just 2 phases later, smashing onto Aaron Smith's pass and getting over the advantage line. The All Blacks captain is in mighty form. Of course, the nitpickers might jump in at this point. What about the missed tackle on Wallabies captain Michael Hooper that led to a soft Wallabies try? Well, the crushing news is that All Blacks are humans. Remember the panic in 2014 when Richie McCaw missed Frank Halai, Tavita Lee and England's Marland Yard in the same season? Besides, Read provided the greatest response possible in those closing minutes. Chasing Sopoaga's inch-perfect restart, Read managed to regain possession. Australians slowed down the action enough to find the hint of a knock-on, but let's not let them spoil the fun, and then hit a brilliant line off a Scott Barrett pass to punch the hole that led to Beauden Barrett's try. Talk about bending game to your own will. It completed the best fortnight of his captaincy. The leadership role is not an easy one for Read. Where McCaw had lieutenants such as Dun Carter, Kevin Mealamu, Conrad Smith, Manono and Tony Woodcock who were all of a similar age and had shared the same experiences, Read is a little more isolated. Yes, he has players who can share the burden, Sam Cane, Brodie Ritlick, Sam Whitelock et al., but that group does not yet have the same weight as the bunch who departed after the World Cup. Read is the bridge between the previous era and this one. In turbulent weather the bridge has creaked and swayed a bit, but Dunedin showed its resilience. The most admirable thing about Read this has simply been his ability to change the course of big games. He dominated the first Lions test to such an extent that even a player as fine as Luke Faltau would not make the composite All Blacks Lions team at the end of the series in the minds of most pundits. And Read was coming off a 6-week break. In the Super Rugby final he dumped Elton Jantjies on his backside so firmly that the No 10 coughed up the ball and Sitatamaina Ba'u ran in for the first try. Just after half-time Read himself dived over for another. Interestingly, McCaw will be on World Rugby panel of judges who will hand out the Player of the Year award, which Read last won in 2013. It will be tricky for McCaw to push for Read given the pair's shared history. But it may be even harder to ignore the contribution he is making to an All Blacks side that is essentially in transition.